Let's be honest, gaming can be a very expensive hobby, and if you're on a tight budget, you can many times find yourself in a hard spot considering whether to eat or play games.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Life can be much more simple with videos like this. Here are the top 10 Dirty Cheap Games 2019 edition. The list of great games which you can buy without the pain. Fallout 4. Now with all the drama surrounding Fallout 76, maybe people would finally stop complaining about Fallout 4 and start to appreciate it. Yeah, we know it might not be the best Fallout, but it's a very solid post-apocalyptic action RPG game, with a solid amount of mods to be found all over the internet, adding new quests, locations, and skimpy clothing obviously, which add hours upon hours to your gameplay. So yeah, if you spend your nights fantasizing about a big nuclear blast destroying all of the Earth and how your life would look afterwards, just give it a go. Dark Souls 3. You might hear your friends saying, "Oh dude, this game is so tough. I cannot beat this, I cannot beat this." Then you got too afraid to try it, thinking you don't have the skills to beat it or it would be pure pain. Oh! In reality, it's not that hard. All you gotta do is pay attention and use some tactics when fighting mobs. It's not Diablo, for God's sake. And when you finally get good and discover what Dark Souls has to offer, you'll definitely want to beat the rest of the franchise, and then all the possible Souls-like games. Hitman, the complete first season. Are you a fan of stalking and killing people? You don't have to say it out loud. If you haven't played the second season of Hitman yet, it's a perfect time to play the first one. The gameplay is pretty much the same, and right now the game is way cheaper. Plus, if you decide to buy Hitman 2 later, the refreshed versions of the last season's levels will be added to your game for free. The game offers lots of stealth options and exploration of really large and varied levels. Hollow Knight. So many free updates, yet still full of bugs. But seriously, it's one of the best indie games ever created. From the art style to the mechanics and the world design. Oh, and the soundtrack. Don't even get us started on the soundtrack. And then the game takes a healthy amount of time to be finished, which is always good. We know some of the platforming parts can be frustrating sometimes and make you want to stab a random person with your controller, but come on, man up. You can beat this game. It's hella worth it. Dishonored 2, another stealth game on the list. But if you only want, you can play it as a usual action game. Unleash all the hell and bathe in the blood of your enemies. But it's only up to you. If you're a sucker for great level design, you will love this game, with so many ways to approach the missions and explore the expansive maps. Plus, one of the latest updates got rid of de novo, and the game's working better than ever now. Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain. Snake is a pretty badass character, you gotta admit it. And if you haven't tried the latest entry in the Metal Gear franchise, now's your time. Meet the iconic characters and get lost in the story, which, we got to admit, is pretty complicated. But if you like that, you'll be satisfied. The game features large, open areas to explore and is rather focused on stealth. But if you want to approach the enemies in a more open combat, nobody's stopping you from doing so. And then there's Quiet. For the King. For the King, the indie turn-based strategy RPG with roguelike mechanics with co-op. The game was in early access for some time but got out with new content, mechanics, and modes, and is now more fun than ever before. If you happen to have some friends, ask them to join in to make the game even more exciting. And oh boy, it's cheap as dirt right now. SPINTIRES. The game definitely lives up to the premise. You will see them tires spin in mud so many times and your vehicle will get stuck over and over again. And you will shout, you will curse, you will want to uninstall the game, you will make promises to never play it again, but then you will finally manage to deliver those logs and it feels so good! Mortal Kombat XL. With the new Mortal Kombat coming out in April, it's a perfect time for a quick reminder of all the moves and combos. There's enough time to practice, and when the game drops, you'll be ready to show your friends how it's done. Aside from that, it's a perfect game for family events to play with your cousins and uncles to break their little skulls and ribs. Good times. Don't Starve Together. the last game on our list, and the title pretty much says it all. Collect stones and sticks and basically try not to starve in a very unfriendly environment. With Don't Starve Together, you can play with your friends, build a shelter together, which will probably be destroyed in no time unless you tweak some of the difficulty options, and collect meat and stuff to cook lovely meals. The game has so many hidden mechanics, it'll make you spend hours reading wiki and thinking over new strategies to put into action with your next gameplay. There you have it, our proposition of 10 dirt cheap games. Of course, there's plenty more of them for you to find now that you know where to look. Happy hunting, and see you next time.